fine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming, it's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, the 25th of May, 2026, Memorial Day, the day we commemorate our fallen in service to our nation. Every year on this date, the informal beginning of the summer season takes place over Memorial Day weekend, a 3-day weekend, in which we recognize and honor those who've fallen in combat or in service to the nation. This date brings bittersweet memories for Gold Star mothers, for families who've lost their loved ones in service to this nation, and for those who've lost comrades in the line of duty. It is truly a unique thing that a person does to sacrifice their liberty, their freedom, their futures, their lives in the defense of others' freedoms and liberties. Something that I proudly was able to do for nearly 37 years in uniform, 34 of those on active duty. And it was my distinct privilege to serve this nation as an enlisted soldier, as a non-commissioned officer, and eventually as a commissioned officer, retiring at the rank of full colonel. On this date, every year, veterans organizations across the country commemorate those we've lost. Today in the local cemetery, we had a guest speaker, student from the Army War College, graduate from the Merchant Marine, who spoke about the event, and we held our ceremony for our organization. And we had, I would say, probably about 500 people show up. It was quite impressive given that the weather was dodgy this morning. We had to make a weather call at about 9 o'clock when it was still raining, and the forecast said it would stop by 9:45, and it was accurate. We went with that forecast, and it turned out to be quite a lovely, beautiful day here in the afternoon. But it seemed like the rain was going to rain on our parade literally this morning, and it did not happen. So that was very good for that to not happen. So welcome to everybody in the chat. How are you on this Memorial Day? It's difficult to say Happy Memorial Day because it commemorates our fallen, but I appreciate the sentiments nonetheless. If I missed anything here. Thank you, Karin Janssen from Rensburg, D. Thorne, Janine Williams, Kasigi, thank you. Have a meaningful Memorial Day. That's a good way to say it, Road Captain Kev. I like that, a meaningful Memorial Day. And it is meaningful for me. Our guest speaker read In Flanders Fields, a poem written by a Canadian officer who was also an officer in the Anglo-Boer War and then served in the First World War. And he wrote this after a dear friend of his died in uniform, and he was watching the poppies grow up around the grave sites during the First World War in 1915. He wrote this poem, which became quite famous. It's first published in Punch magazine in London, if I remember correctly. Sadly, he later died in the First World War, so he didn't survive the war. It was quite something. And that's what started the tradition of poppies to commemorate Remembrance Day in November, or here in the United States, Memorial Day in May. Rena, welcome to you. Dylan, James. Trippy likes the uniform. Well, thank you. You'd really spaz out if you saw how many of these are actually multiple awards to some of these ribbons. Accoutrements on there. Denise says, oh, Colonel, he looks so smart. Well, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. So, Jocks, keep the soldier fought for your freedoms and mine and families. Yep. Jared's thanking me. You're very welcome, Jared. Thank you for your service. Thank you. No, I would normally say that it's odd to have foreign nationals thank you for my service, but it's not. I served overseas and defended the freedoms and liberties and ensured the health and safety of millions of people overseas, and it was my distinct privilege for that as well. Sharon Gosling, welcome to you. Cecilia Kruger, Renee, Local Jane, Ride-a-Day Lou. How's it going, man? And then my chat jumped on me. Humble Fisher, you're very welcome. Cecilia. Hey, Broken Arrow. I have, including my hip. Your passion and pride for your country is beautiful. Thank you, Denise. Greater love has no one than this to lay down one's life for one's friends. Oh, in California, Renee. Okay, helicopters flying overhead. Stephen says, thank you, American soldiers who fight and fought for freedom and justice. Yep. So, Memorial Day. How are you all doing? It's a Monday. I usually have a huge audience on Monday, but I'm doing this later because we had a parade, and I was in the parade. I didn't march. We didn't have anybody march. Most of our veterans who donate their time are getting up there in years. In my case, it's the hip. So we rode in the classic cars. I got to ride in a Corvette at the front of the parade, waving to the people. Pretty cool. Yeah, and we had a big turnout at the cemetery, which was really, really nice. And a lot of wonderful people contributed to the program. The Boy Scouts, local rental agency, who provided the speakers and the microphone system and the overhead tent, as well as the local high school band and our guest speaker from the Army War College. And then we had countless others who helped volunteer their time. It was really great. To the fallen who've so willingly given their lives defending the free world. Thank you. Respect. Thank you, Carl. You're welcome, Lynn. It makes it all the more rich when people who know nothing about me insult me, belittle me, slander me. It's just comical. And idiots call me a so-called colonel. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But the stupid are the stupid. You can't help them. Yes, the uniform is white because the Army switched to the dress uniform instead of being green to be blue about 20 years ago. And so for the last number, this darn thing is not sitting right. The last number of years in uniform, we wore white shirts with blue trousers and with the stripes if you're an officer down the side. If you're a general officer, you have two stripes, two narrow stripes. But we wore white shirts with our dress uniform for years, which was terrible. I was in Africa, and these things, the neck gets stained so easily. I had to have a bunch of these shirts, several on hand. Now you can't get them anymore because the Army switched to a gray shirt for a brown uniform, which looks dingy. That's the uniform. But for veterans, we're authorized to wear our low quarters, that's the black shoes, as well as black trousers, and a black belt, and we wear a white shirt with our accoutrements on it, hence the reason why I'm wearing all these. It's a special occasion. For events like the 4th of July, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, we can wear these. Yep. Every time I go into the Veterans Organization and I speak about an event, whether it's the Somali conflict or the Bosnia War or whatever the case may be, Beirut bombing, I do wear this top with black slacks. The decorations on my right side here, which looks left on the camera for me, my nameplate, then these are two different units. So this is Distinguished Unit Award. I have 4 of those. I've won 4. So what happens is on this side of your body, these are unit awards. And if you are in a unit, when a unit is awarded these, you wear them for your rest of your existence. If you transfer to another unit and they've been awarded an award that you don't have here, you wear that while assigned to the unit because it's a unit award. So this red, white, and blue one here is a Valorous Unit Award for valorous combat against the Republican Guard during the Gulf War. My battalion, 3rd Battalion, 8th Cavalry, as a unit, was awarded the Valorous Unit Award from the President. These are presidential awards. The President decorated the 3rd Battalion, 8th Cavalry for its actions, its valorous actions against the Republican Guard. I was part of the unit that participated in those valorous actions. Therefore, since 1991, I've worn this ribbon right here. This ribbon here is the Distinguished Unit Citation from the President, and I have 4 of them. One for my service with the National Security Agency during the War on Terrorism, another with the Defense Intelligence Agency during the War on Terrorism, a third for my, is this a 4 or 3? I'm sorry, it's 3. I thought I had 4. The third one is for my time with the U.S. Africa Command during the War on Terrorism. It lasted so long that I served in 3 different major units that were each awarded this award while I was assigned to it. So I played a role in the award of it. So I have 3 decorations here and then the Valorous Unit Award. Those are unit awards. All of these are individual decorations and campaign ribbons and service ribbons and things like that. This is an air assault badge for rappelling and for sling loading vehicles. The rank up here is Colonel, Eagles face forward. Yep. So You wear a uniform with great distinction. Well, thank you, Ingrid. It's very kind of you. Shirt color does matter. Yeah, I want to get the brown one because that's the current shirt. I think I'm allowed to wear it as a veteran. I'm not sure how the veterans foreign wars view that, but I know that as a veteran, I'm allowed to wear that. So you see veterans who go for, like, people get their Congressional Medal of Honor. They don't wear the uniform they wore in Vietnam or Korea or, Grenada. They wear the current uniform. So if I was to go get some kind of decoration from the president, I would shave my beard too. Now, my haircut's almost regulation. His hair has to be trimmed back a little bit of clean around the ears, but yeah. There's a bigger picture here. As long as the U.S. prospers, South Africans and free Western world still have hope. I agree. Yep. TDP, welcome to you. Anita, Sharon, thank you for 35 Rand. Reminds you of JAG, huh? It's weird because it's a white shirt. You would think we're in the Navy, but so these are individual decorations here. Got all kinds of them. So Kuwaiti, this is Kuwaiti Liberation Medal from the government of Kuwait. This is a Saudi Arabia medal for the defense of Saudi Arabia, liberation of Kuwait. That's the NATO medal for Bosnia over here, this blue one. Then we come back up here. This is an overseas ribbon. And where's that? There it is. And I don't have enough numbers. I have a dozen overseas tours, and I should have 12 on there, but it doesn't. They don't make the 12, so I just left the last number. I could get it on there. This is the Army Service ribbon. Everyone who completes their initial entry training gets that rainbow one. Then this is the Armed Forces Services Medal for Bosnia. Then where are we at? Lost track here. Anyway, National Defense Service Medal with a Bronze Star for a second event. And these are for global war and terrorism. This is a Gulf War. Then up here, this is a Good Conduct Medal, which very few officers have, but I served as enlisted. You get that as an enlisted soldier for good conduct. And Army Commendation Medal, multiple awards there. Joint Service Commendation Medal here. And then over here we have, hang on. Which one's that? I can't remember which one that is. Backwards anyway. So, yeah, this is a joint combination. Army combination. There's no combination. Which one is that? Oh, that's Army Meritorious Service Award. This is the Joint Meritorious Service Award. I got it backwards. And then that's the Legion of Merit. The purple one up there at the top is the Legion of Merit. Refugees can list once they have a green card, permanent residency, and they meet the standards for height, weight, criminal background checks, and mental checks, and education, and physical fitness. No, it's, yeah, you get ribbon board. So this one has what? 18 medals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3 is 18. I have 20 ribbons. Yeah, I feel like a Polish war hero or a Soviet war hero. Bush Wookie, I only do the consulting at War College for a week and then a break and then 2 weeks. So 3 weeks twice a year. And that looks like it's going to go away. Doesn't look like they're going to do that anymore. They're going to change the way they do this program after doing it for 40 years the way they've done it. So you're welcome, Pat. It's my pleasure. It's a distinct privilege to wear the uniform and defend the nation. It's my pleasure. Yep. Colonel Chris, thank you for your history for us in the USA. We have to learn and understand. Yeah. YouTube sent live notification. It's amazing because I actually set this thing like right at 1:30 is when I set it up. Our own Richard Gere. Oh, and down here, sorry, you can't see that over here. So this is, we used to wear this on the jacket. Now we wear it on the shirt or on the jacket. This is the 3rd Armored Division. This is where you wear your combat patch. You can wear one combat patch. Traditionally, most people wear the first unit they ever went to combat in. That's what I do. So subsequent combat tours, I don't wear the units. This is the 1st Division I ever went to war with. This was in the Gulf War, 3rd Armored Division. I was in the 3rd Battalion, 8th Cavalry, 2nd Brigade, 3rd Armored Division, 7th Corps during the 1st Gulf War. Yeah, Rolf Meyer's a turd. Hey, Local Jane, what's up? Hey, Chris, what's going on? Sir, you're a war hero. I don't know about that, Carl. I don't know about that. The good news is I have all my fingers, and I have all my toes, and all my parts. I've got some damaged parts, but I got all my parts, so 211 watching, over 100 likes. I really hadn't looked. 114 likes, yeah. I got 206 watching. Were you in Operation Iraqi Freedom? No, I was not. I was not. I was working the National Security Agency when that went down in a program. I was supposed to deploy to Afghanistan, and then that was the kibosh was put on that by a general who wanted and needed me for a project. Broken Arrow just gave $20 super chat. Thank you for that. That's very awesome. Thank you for that. Very kind of you. Yep. Kosovo, Bosnia, Gulf War, some stuff in Africa that I can't talk about. Of our parade, no, it was not. It wouldn't impress you. It was a small town, and the turnout was low because it had rained up until about an hour before the parade. So a lot of people probably weren't. Now the sun is shining brightly out here. It's crazy. The streets are already dry. It's as if it never rained. It's burning off all the rain. So, no, it's. By the way, you never believe this. That video that was taken down last week by Facebook that said I had nudity in it, which was just the interview with the refugees. I put it back. They put it back up. And it's come down again today. Last night, 22 hours ago, they said, no, it's got nudity. After they said it doesn't have nudity. These people don't know what they're doing. If they restore it, I'm just going to remove it off of Facebook. You can't trust that platform. Vodka Mile just gave 7 rand saying, please don't shave the beard. Yeah, but I'm a young man. I can't be looking old like this. Joined a bit late. What's my favorite movies? What was your favorite movies? A Few Good Men? Yeah, Road Captain Camp. You can't watch our parade. It was, yeah. It's. I can show you a photograph of what we did. Now, see, the day for us isn't just the parade. We start at 7 o'clock, and at 7:30 after we muster, we head out to local cemeteries and we do salutes and recognition. So I can show you. So we had a bugler. So from the high school comes out, and this is one of the cemeteries we went to, and the bugler plays taps. We do a 3-gun salute, 9 rounds, 3 rounds each. And so here's 3 of us at a cemetery this morning. So the lady in the middle were all combat veterans. The guy on the far left is a Vietnam veteran. Then she's more Iraqi veteran. And then there's me, a veteran of multiple conflicts. So, yep. And then this was with our guest speaker. This is our guest speaker after the ceremony was over. See, he wears the brown uniform, and he's got that gray shirt. Well, it's more like a brown shirt now, yeah. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yep. I need to lose some weight. I'm looking like a chubby buggy. Chubby buggy. That's not good. What's going on here? I did. Okay. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Vodka model, don't shave your beard. Oh, Mara Fori watched my Constantia video from 3 years ago. It was great. Yeah, no, it's actually 4 years ago. I just reposted it. It was on my original channel. The channel was stolen by YouTube and then given back to me 22 months later. So I posted on this channel 3 years ago. That's actually from 2022. My first trip back after the COVID scam eased, I went. Neff, that's why they did it. They went back to the World War II uniform. The white looks better. It's crisper. I agree. You're welcome, Marshall Eagle. Well, I'm sorry. It wasn't that exciting a parade. We had a color guard in the front, which was made up from the high school and one of the scouts, the Boy Scouts. Actually, a girl from the scouts was up there. They carried the flags and the rifles. Had one rifle and a saber. Then came the bikers, the riders. They rode their Harleys and BMWs and Kawasaki's and all that stuff. Behind them was an antique pickup truck, and behind that I was in a Corvette. We start the parade. We drive down through the main street of town. We stop in front of the fire station where we normally remove the flag and put a new flag up, but their flag wasn't that old, so we simply had it lowered to half-mast. I saluted, raised it to the top, and then we placed a wreath to honor the fallen firemen. Then we got back in the vehicles, and we continued on, crossed the highway, went to the cemetery, and then we did our ceremony there. Yep. Marshall said, "Might not be American, but thank you. Very welcome." And Chris says, "Salute to all true South African veterans, 76 to 89. Yeah, fire trucks, sirens are super loud. But today there weren't that many people lining the road, but a lot of people came to the actual ceremony because the weather cleared up and people realized that we were doing it. So we did it, and it was great. Dorothy Liddard, welcome to you. Hey, Stian. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, so that's it about the event. So let me cover some of the news. Okay, let's get to the news. Hey, faithful farmer. Thank you for your service, and may our service members who are no longer here rest in peace. My grandfather's cousin died during Korea. May he rest in peace. Yeah, fire trucks are really loud in America. You're not going to miss a fire truck. That's for darn sure. All right, let's get to the news. Well, 14 leftist groups get together, and they didn't invite the ANC. They're having a party this coming weekend, and the ANC's not invited. You want to bet they try to force them to let them come? Conference of the Left this weekend will involve 14 political parties, 14 trade unions, and various organizations, but excludes the African National Congress. It's to unite leftist forces for a shared campaign advancing working class emancipation and total liberation. Yeah, that means black supremacy. That's what they're all about. The South African Communist Party is leading this little gathering. South African Communist Party, Socialist Party of Azania, the Economic Freedom Fighters, Pan-African Congress of Azania, Azania People's Organization, Mkoto Wisizwe, Bolshevik Party, the South African Workers' Socialist Party, National Colored Congress, Marxist Engagement and Communist Alliance, Africa Mayabuye Movement, United African Transformation, Spartacus South African Unite Congress, and the Independent Labor Party. And everyone should be concerned about this gathering of leftists. A bunch of fools who know nothing about humanity want to imprison and enslave South Africans. Well, the 31 members of parliament have been named for this committee that's going to do nothing about Cyril Ramaphosa and his alleged crimes. National Assembly Speaker Toko Didiza has received the names of the MPs nominated by political parties to serve on the impeachment committee that will consider the revived Pala matter involving President Ramaphosa. Deadline for political parties to submit their names was Friday, May 22nd. Parliament said almost all parties met the deadline except the ANC. ANC's nominees are Doris Mapapane, Zolo Nkolo, Soviet Lekanyane, Faith Mutumbi, Cameron Dugmore, Dikeledi Direko, Buti Manamela. Did they just make these names up? Godfrey Mahula and Luzoko Makubela. Joy Mamela has been nominated as the alternate. Thank you, Nikki Kirsty. Thank you for the 70 Rand super sticker. Thank you very much for that. The DA nominated George Michaelis, Baxo Nodada, Glynis Blatenbach, Karabo Kakao, and Nazle Sharif. MK John Schlope, the impeached John Schlope. Sneng Momabato Mokwena Zondi Kanyisile Leachfield Shabalaba. But here's the problem. The MK has nominated a disgraced, impeached former judge. That shows you how unserious they are about this. The EFF has nominated Joe Malema, a convicted criminal, and Ompile Mautwa, while the IFP has nominated Nandla Hadabe. Other nominees include Marlon Daniels from the PA, Wouter Vasels from the Freedom Front Plus, Lorato Ngobeni from Action SA, Steve Swart from ACDP, Nkopomuzione Lawrence Kwanka from the UDM, and Makashule Ghana from Rise Mzanzi. Wow. What a joke. What an absolute joke. A convicted felon is on this committee to determine whether Cyril Ramaphosa is guilty of corruption. And also a person who was impeached and removed from the bench. Criminals will have carte blanche if tourists stay away from Kruger Park. So it says Billy Ocamp. Well, they suddenly care about people being murdered in the Kruger. If people stay away from the Kruger, criminals have carte blanche to go in and do what they want. Poach our rhinos and kill our elephants and lions. We can't allow that. So people should go there and be murdered instead? I'm sorry, Video Cop. What is your priority? Rhinos, hippos, and lions? Lions and tigers and bears are mine. It's not human beings? Dude, you realize how bad that sounds? If people stay away from Kruger, criminals will have carte blanche to go in and do what they want. Poach our rhinos and kill our elephants and lions. We can't allow that. So you think the only reason that lions aren't being poached is because there's people there? Maybe these people caught poachers doing something. That's what they paid their life for. Wow. Willie Ocamp, you are disconnected from reality, buddy. Yet another DA minister who fails to impress us. The court opens the door for farmers to procure and administer vaccine despite John Steenhuisen's refusal to let them. Judgment finds scheme gazetted by the white agriculture minister John Steenhuisen is not a substantive defense to the Sakaliga case. High Court in Pretoria has granted in relief to cattle farmers, allowing them to procure and administer imported foot-and-mouth vaccines under strict conditions. The case was brought by Sakalika, Cider Africa, Agri Initiative, and Free State Africa. Judgment handed down on Monday by Judge Cornelius van der Westhuizen comes as South Africa continues to battle a foot-and-mouth outbreak that has disrupted the livestock movement, affected trade, and placed pressures on farmers and veterinary authorities. So a major victory for farmers against John the White Minister. John the White Minister has once again hampered agriculture, trying to prevent these people from vaccinating their herds. Now they can do it. A Cape factory will develop vaccines from scratch. Do you believe it? I don't. The expansion of Biovax plant will assist the country in preparing for any future pandemic when it opens in 2028. How much money is going to be put in somebody's pocket here to deliver nothing? We've seen this movie before. It's called Aspen Pharmacare, given $711 million by the United States European Union to manufacture COVID jabs. Not a single COVID jab delivered to anyone in Africa, let alone in South Africa. Yes, Biovac, don't expect to see anything manufactured there. Money will go in somebody's pocket. Hadebe says police on high alert as Limpopo faces planned protests targeting foreign nationals. So now we're murdering tourists in Kruger, and now Limpopo is going to attack foreign nationals. SAPS in Limpopo says it's placed security forces on high alert to prevent any form of lawlessness ahead of planned protest action directed against foreign nationals set to begin on Monday. Wow. Any authorized gathering or march that seeks to disrupt public order and unlawful action resulting in intimidation, violence, or destruction of property will be dealt with decisively without any delay by the police. Well, will it? Will it? We shall see. We shall see. South African ministers express their outrage over the brutal slaying of 2 South African nationals from the Western Cape. In a tragic blight for South Africa's iconic Kruger National Park, ministers express outrage over the killings of tourists, calling for strengthened safety measures in the country renowned for its wildlife heritage. The bodies of retired Mossel Bay couple Ernst Murray, 71, and his wife Dina, were discovered in a crocodile-infested river in the Kruger National Park on Friday. Residents of the Fambos Heights retirement village have been on a short getaway to the park where they allegedly intercepted by a group of suspected rhino poachers. Aha! Aha! So what did I say? What did I say? So Willie Ocamp wants South Africans to pay with their lives to be targets and pincushions for murderous poachers rather than solving the problem with his rangers. South Africa's clampdown on Chinese imports is putting a lot of pressure on retailers. South Africa's tougher stance on unregulated imports from China is placing renewed pressure on retailers and importers as stricter enforcement of international standards threatens to disrupt supply chains and raise compliance costs. Well, of course, because the products the Chinese are shipping are substandard and unsafe. Therefore, they must meet conditions. Uganda and Ebola. New Ebola virus infections, 7 cases now reported in Uganda. It's the Ministry of Health's headquarters in Kampala. I know that building. It was right across the street from our NGO. I've been there. Ugandan health authorities on Monday today reported 2 new Ebola cases, bringing the number of infections to 7. This is out of control, folks. Over 900 cases now suspected in neighboring DRC. President Trump and other administration officials are managing expectations about an imminent agreement to end the war in Iran. Iran has not officially responded to the proposed agreement, but they have now. Since this was published, they have responded. indeed, and it's not going well. The talks are on the verge of collapse. Iran talks bogged down over nuclear program and sanctions relief. Both sides have incentives to reach an agreement, but are digging in, and Trump saying he won't do a bad deal. We better not do a bad deal. We've sacrificed an awful lot for this. Progress towards a deal to end the war in Iran slowed today as the two sides dug in over references to the country's nuclear program and financial relief for Tehran. Well, Tehran is not going to get financial relief until these theocrats are gone. These murderous thugs are removed from office. Singapore's economy beating expectations, even though the government warned about a fallout from the Iran war. GDP grew by 6%, better than China. In the first quarter's AI boom outweighs rising cost. Singapore's economy has grown faster than expected in the first 3 months of the year as furious demand for artificial intelligence chips outweighed the fallout from the U.S.-Israeli war in Iran. Wow, the official estimate was 4.6%, and they grew 6%. It's pretty good. U.S. heroes memorialized in South Korea as forgotten war remembered. Ongoing commemorations overcome dwindling anti-American sentiment. On the northern frontier of South Korea, soldiers and VIPs joined a son and granddaughter Thursday to honor two Americans who fought in the bloody 1950-53 Korean War and whose heroism still echoes 73 years later. Few nations commemorate foreign soldiers as generally as South Korea. The national government, city governments, and civic groups supported by business groups such as chip manufacturer SK Hynix continue working to that end. On May 21st, camouflaged GIs, South Korean Special Forces, and officer cadets from Greece, Korea, Poland joined VIPs north of Seoul at the far end of the Chairuo Freedom Expressway and abutting the DMZ. It's a complex DMZ lookouts. Thursday's gathering commemorated U.S. Army General John Jack Singlaub, a Special Forces legend who spoke back to the White House, and U.S. Army Colonel William Weber, who recovered from serious wounds to spearhead Washington's Korean War Veterans Memorial, which was dedicated in 1995. The two warriors are memorialized in a copse at Imchek with separate stone tablets in the shadow of flags billowing above a monument to U.S. Forces Korea. General Singlaub left university, joined the Army, parachuted behind enemy lines in Normandy before World War II's D-Day with the Office of Strategic Studies, predecessor to the CIA. Why do Americans observe Memorial Day? Well, the history behind it. It was originally known as Decoration Day. It started in 1868 to commemorate those who fell during the Civil War, and eventually became Memorial Day. We celebrate it at the end of May every year, or fallen. Tourism is taking a major beating in America. It's ironic with the FIFA World Cup just days away. There's no sugarcoating. The complete 2025 data is in. The message is clear. International visitors stay away from the U.S. in the first real year-over-year decline since COVID pandemic. Drop in visitors larger than during the global recession of 2008. This time it wasn't a pandemic or collapse of the market. It was human error. Travelers cite presidential rhetoric and policies manifesting in highly public wars, both figurative and literal, as some of the reasons for staying away. 4 million fewer foreign visitors came to the U.S. in 2025 compared to 2024, with total spending decreasing by more than $8 billion. So here are your international tourist visits to the United States. 2020 was a disaster. 2021 was a disaster. 22, 23, and 24 finally got us back to levels last experienced in 2011. Vegas, baby. Travelers are not flocking Las Vegas for cheap thrills anymore. Nope. Mandalay Bay. It's not just David Copperfield. Everyone seems to be vanishing from Vegas. Last year, annual trips to Vegas dropped by 7.5%, according to Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. Outside the pandemic, that marks the biggest decline since the group started tracking visits to Sin City in the 1970s. Some chalk it up to decline in international tourism due to geopolitical tensions. Mayor Shelley Berkeley even publicly begged Canadians to come back to the Strip last September. Cloudflare CEO Matthew Prince, meanwhile, pitched the theory that GLP-1s have curbed not only appetites, but also urges to gamble and drink, which are kind of Vegas' whole shtick. It doesn't help that Gen Z and millennials are drinking less than generations before them. But the strongest argument for the fewer visitors is likely declining value. Most casinos have tweaked their odds against gamblers in roulette and raised minimum bets on blackjack tables in last year's. Like other recent changes to travel industry, these moves were meant to attract higher income customers, which seems to be working. Despite declining visits, Vegas casinos posted record revenue last year at approximately $8.8 billion. A survey found that 44% of visitors had household income of $150,000 or more. Combined with flooded resort fees, inflated food and drink prices, and even hotels abandoning free parking, budget-conscious travelers are getting priced out of Sin City. Yep, that's a fact. It was outrageously expensive to be in Las Vegas, I'm telling you. There may be less people, but it's mostly because it's not a value package anymore. Canadians are folding on Vegas. Democrats see a royal flush. Yeah, they want to take advantage of it politically. Representative Susie Lee and other Democrats are focusing on the drop-off of Canadian tourists heading into the midterms. President Trump's trade war has driven Canadians from Las Vegas. Democrats think it will help them protect their Nevada battleground. No, it's not the trade war. It's the fact that Canadian dollar is weak against U.S. dollar, and it's so expensive to go there. So its price for Canadians has gone up demonstrably higher than it has for other folks. Oil has sunk again today. Price is dropping back below $100 a barrel once again. Future prices of global benchmark Brent crude are back under $100 a barrel. And Debbie Fox just gave a 350 Rand super chat. Thank you for that, Debbie. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will consist of today's news at this late hour, 8:30 in South Africa, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Heidi says I look handsome and smart. Well, thank you for that. Debbie, thank you for the 350 Rand. YouTube, other people got notified, so it's just hit or miss. YouTube is funny. It's funny like that. Anyway, like I said earlier, folks, I put that video back on Facebook. Or I didn't put it back. They restored it. And a week later, they removed it again, saying there was nudity. There was no nudity the first time. They agreed there's no nudity, and then they took it down again. They're just messing with me. If the video gets put back, then I will just remove it myself. Because I'm tired of playing games with Facebook. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, just saying. It looks like the one finally tapered off. 429,000 views is all it's getting. It's going to stop there. 429,000, I'll take that. Yes, I realize a bunch of that are the 3-second views, but still means it's being seen. It's being seen, which is pretty cool. I can't say that about all my videos. So let's see how we're doing here. The media misinformation video has got 6,000 views I put out this morning. And the Rolf Meyer one still not getting to 50,000. It was a 49. Wait a second. How do we get to 43? I thought it was a 49,000. Guess it never was. Okay. Right. Anyway. Your wife likes when you're dressed up like this. Well, I can't do this every day. It's only for special days. We're allowed to do this as veterans. Yep. Anyway. Yeah. So, folks, what do you have to say? What's going on out there for you all on this Memorial Day? It's been a long day for me already. I went to bed 3:30, was up at 6, went out to about a dozen cemeteries, 10 cemeteries, and did the honors. Came back, prepped, organized, loaded the rifles, the water, all the stuff. Got it lined up for the parade. We did the parade. I was the MC and spoke to the gathered folks down there. And then we had our guest speaker. We did our ceremony and then went back to the VFW and then sorted through some things and then came home and started this. Thank you, Coco. Yeah, you have to pick all notifications. If you haven't done that, you're not going to get notified on the notification bell. Your brain is fried. I hear you. What do I think of Lily Stefanik? Yeah, she's all right. She's pretty good. Yeah, she was supposed to be our ambassador to the United Nations, but that would have cost us a seat in the House, and so she refused it in the end. Hey, Heidi. Good to see you there. Yeah, so that's what I think. I think like Lily Stefanik is all right. I have no idea what the deal with Iran includes. I'm very concerned about what it includes. I'm worried we're going to be sold down the river. We've sacrificed an awful lot to fight this war. So I hope that we're not sold down the river. That would be very disappointing, to say the least. Very disappointing. I'm looking for... What am I looking for here now? I lost track. Who's been abandoned? Hey, Sonia Fambine. Iran talks will until the U.S. leave the area and then they go back doing what they did before. Yeah, well, I think we should just bomb the crap out of them. So then we won't have that problem anymore. You know what I'm saying? Bomb the crap out of them. That's what needs to happen. Whoops, I just pushed something I don't want. Now Opera's opening. I hit the wrong button. Oh, did you guys see the nonsense about Texas, California, and Florida being the most popular refugee destinations. The refugees don't have any say in that matter. It's not popular. Unless you survey them, ask them where it is they want to go, you can't possibly say that. That's ridiculous. So, oh, that's what I was looking for. It's over here. Now I remember. Should be here. Here we go. So the Iran deal is really stuck over Iran's nuclear program, control the Strait of Hormuz, which we're not going to give them, frozen Iranian assets, which we can release, Iran-backed proxies, which they don't want to back off, and Iran's missiles. So there's four things that we're concerned about, and one of them they want both. We both want it, they want it, and we want it. Control the Strait of Hormuz. They have no right to its international navigation, so they have no right to it. Their nuclear program, we want it gone. They won't let go. Their frozen assets, they want them. We won't give them until they start doing what we ask. Their proxies are backing to murder people in Yemen, in Lebanon, in Gaza. Well, they aren't going to back off that. And their missile program, that might be the one thing they give up, but they'll just rebuild them when they want to, once we're not looking. So those are the 5 things that are really the sticking points for this deal to get out of Iran. It ain't going to happen anytime soon. The Vegas Golden Knights are 1 win away from going to the Stanley Cup Finals once again for their 3rd trip in the short history of the Vegas Golden Knights. Last night they were trailing 3-0. They came back to win the game 5-3. What an absolutely incredible outcome here. So they won at home. Looked like they were going to lose a home game. They're just doing great. They're doing great. Anyway, yep. So that's what's going on there. Vegas Golden Knights. This chemical explosion we're worried about in Southern California is a real problem too. That thing is a mess. Brings me to tears to see most of the people's pride in USA. Something we'll have here. Well, James, it's not like it used to be here. It used to be the pride used to be much deeper and more profound. It's something I find very much chagrin. I look official. Wait, I have to see this on my laptop. It says snippets. Oh, you saw the video, Heidi. Thank you for watching it. Gestapo has entered the chat. What are you talking about? Well, people can ask refugee questions now. We're done with the news. You guys can ask refugee questions now. Netso. Dafatai. Anyway, so we'll close that off. I don't need any more. Yeah, that chemical spill is a major problem, folks. Major problem. Are we doomed? It's the 20th anniversary of Al Gore's inconvenient truth. None of the scary predictions have come true. Mount Kilimanjaro has still snow, and Glacier National Park still has glaciers. Here's why we are not doomed. This is from John Stossel.
This environmental catastrophe bearing down on us.
I keep hearing that we're killing the earth.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams.
That retard. Sorry, I can't help myself. She's so stupid. We got to watch that.
This environmental catastrophe bearing down on us.
I keep hearing that we're killing the earth.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood.
But wait, I've been a consumer reporter for years. I've covered so many scares. Plague, famine, and perpetual war will kill us. We're going to run out of oil. Nuclear power will give us cancer. Killer bees swarm ever closer. Bird flu, flesh-eating bacteria. The list of terrible things that were going to get us is long. And yet we're living longer than ever.
Yep, DDT, lawn chemicals, cyclamates, nitrates, MSG, red dye 2, saccharin, NutraSweet, aspartame, electric power lines, hair dye, asbestos, and hair dryers. John Stossel rocks, man.
None of those scares turned out to be as frightening as the warnings. But I'm told global warming is different.
Entire
Let's go back to Greta Thunberg.
ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
The alarmists have evidence that supports their fears. Temperature is rising. The UN predicts that it'll rise another 2 to 5 degrees.
What do we do when the land we live on is under attack?
But does that justify the fear?
No. It doesn't justify the fear because it's just nonsense. The planet's been warmer. The carbon dioxide has been much higher than it is now. In the Jurassic area. They're so cringe. Exactly. What was that date of the video you and Lily during the Bri? I don't know, Dwayne. I don't know. I have to look and see real quickly. Yeah, no, he's right. John Stossel is brilliant. He's absolutely right. May 3rd? Is that the one? Yeah, it was May 3rd. It's been a few weeks ago. Yeah, the Nova Doomsday Theory and Drama Queen that they bring out in front of everybody all the time. Correct temperatures do increase by up to 10 degrees from early morning to lunch. Yeah, we don't have to melt. Yep. Sounds like a list of ingredients in a Pop-Tart. Decided today to send International Office of IMM my concern of not submitting our medical results to RSC. Well, that seems reasonable. Seems her dream was to run a pirate convoy that shipped college parties to wars. Idiots need to go look. Temperatures rise before an ice age. That's true, Pat Meister, historically. Greta Dimberg. The Doom Goblin, yep. You ruined the world. You stole my childhood. Dude, your parents stole your childhood, you twisted lunatic. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, you're welcome, Dwayne. Ticks, not a major problem here, but they're around. You just got to be careful. Carbon dioxide is required for plant. I know, Andres, I know. It's a virtuous cycle. I learned in biology class as a kid in junior high school. We take in air, which includes oxygen, nitrogen. We exhale carbon dioxide. Plants capture carbon dioxide, and they produce sugars from it, and they survive off of it. And what do? They break down the carbon dioxide, they use the carbon, and they release the oxygen. What a virtuous cycle. The trees and the plants consume the carbon dioxide and release oxygen. We consume the oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Wow. It's the circle of life. Should we get Mufasa in here? Circle of life, man. All the refugee brides are going to be a prop one day. What do you mean? Of course it's a hoax. It's all a scam to steal money. Solar panels, a hoax. I have solar panels. They're generating electricity right now. And now the sun is shining hard. It's afternoon. So let's see. I was getting nothing this morning because of the rain. But the ecological damage caused by manufacturing the solar panels is astronomical. And doing it for the entire world makes no sense. So I have up to 15 kilowatts today, but I was getting nothing earlier today. Well, I've been getting something since around noon, I guess, but not a whole lot. But now it's really jacked up. So, yep, 15 kilowatts. Yep. Anyway, lifetime I produced 22.6 megawatts of electricity from my solar panels. Yep, but solar panels, wind turbines, it's all a scam. I mean, they can produce energy, but they can't produce and deliver. You know, you get like 40+% or close to 40% of the energy back from petroleum. You don't get that. You don't get that from wind. You don't get that from solar. It's still a hoax, Corey, from the standpoint it's called green energy. It's not green energy. There's no such thing. It produces pollution. It degrades the environment. It's a nightmare. And all the extra energy wasted transporting all those panels all over the place, individually installing them. It's ridiculous. Hey, Bear Brains. Yes, you missed the news. I was told today by headhunters that I'm the best qualified candidate, but employers only moving forward with what are AA candidates? I have no idea what that means. Yeah, exactly. China manufactures wind turbines, but they're not using them. Sound wise? That's some good wattage you collected today. Yeah, well, my electric bill was zero this month, but they ate through all my reserves, so I have to start banking more credit. But it is summertime coming up, so I should be able to bank more credit. Yep. So at the end of the year, they balance it out, and they put it all in there, and it paid my entire bill. Funny how it just paid my bill. There's nothing left over. There is an energy source as dense and efficient as fossil fuel. There is one energy source. What is that? Nuclear? We need to have a chat. Why do we have to have a chat, Andres? What have I done? What did I do wrong? When you tell someone we need to have a chat, that means they've done something wrong. What did I do wrong? I'm not aware of what I've done wrong. Anyway. Just recently, Robbie did hear a memorial celebration nearby. Well, it depends where you're at. Most major towns have something. Oh, you're an inventor. Okay. Can you invent a machine to get rid of the ANC? Vodka model, that's funny. Righty, energy efficiency solar panels have losses. That's why coal generation, nuclear generation is still top due to higher efficiency utilization energy to transmit high volts. Yep, exactly. That's exactly right. Yep. Yeah, I saw it was 900% too. The increase in electricity over the past 20 years has been 900% in South Africa. But you were paying an artificially low rate. It was being subsidized. Now you're paying close to market rates. I guess people don't like that. It's just your screen, 1440. Everyone else's screen is fine. Everyone else's screen is fine. Hey, Vanner, what's going on? Plus to the left. Yep, the green energy scheme. More like non-recyclable, increasingly solar panel, wind turbine, and battery landfill scheme. Exactly. Oh, you can solve a lot of problems energy-wise. Okay. Well, so can I with a perpetual motion machine. And when I finally release my secret to cold fusion to the world, and I become a trillionaire, I will give the world cold fusion. You don't believe in this cold fusion mumbo jumbo, do you? Val Kilmer in The Saint. That was a great line. If you can read this, your screen is fine. Check your settings for nighttime background theme. Okay. I can see just fine. Anyway. Oh, there we go. Oh, there you go. You're good. Yeah, but nuclear waste today for small modular reactors is such a tiny amount. Thank you, Werner Boyk. It's a meaningful Memorial Day. That's good. What's easier than cold fusion? Yeah, Washington State has a very bad rate. That's because the Hanford facility is there, is it not? Isn't that the reason why? You want me to check the WhatsApp? Ibrahim crying at the airport about the IDF that warmed his ribs slightly. That's funny. That's funny. The IDF. These people look familiar. This is somebody that was at my my Woodbridge meet and greet. Your mother's all address where you can store it. That's too funny. You depend on solar plate. It's not perfect, but hey, at least I get to do the load share myself. I don't know about small nuclear reactors with corporate interests or hiring bottom dollar. I don't know what you're talking about there, Holden. I know a company that's going through an IPO right now that's got plenty of very talented South African engineers that are working for it. Nuclear waste, new technologies allowing them to reuse nuclear waste and deplete even further. Yep. Drums are corroded. Yep. Talking about Hanford, right? Anyway, let me wrap it up here, folks, on this Memorial Day. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it already. We've been at over the 150 mark since moments after we started, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I can understand the concern for Kuberg. I appreciate that. But thank you for tuning in. I'm going to take a break. I need a nap or to read a book. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get back to the sword and scimitar. All right, and tomorrow I have the Campbells on. I have to set that stream up. I haven't done that yet. The Campbells will be on tomorrow, so I need to send that out to the Campbells. Where did that go? Oh, just found something here. I tossed it. And we'll have the Campbells on tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 South African time. Looking forward to that, okay? Catch you guys tomorrow for the Campbells, okay? I'll be out later tonight for Night Owls because it's during the week. Cheers. You see a video of the parade so we could see? No, I was in the vehicle. How can I make a video? Cheers, everybody.